they go, they expand and shrink.
Hey there. So starting a new project this week. I know I said like 2 videos ago that I don't really want to do a sweater anymore, but I have been wanting to make a Fair Isle sweater for a long time. I've had this itch to do that. Just really want to try color work. It's something I've never really done with knitting. So I found this pattern, and when I was showing it to my mom, she was like, oh, what if we make a sweater together? Meaning I make mine and she makes hers and we make the same pattern, so we can kind of think of each other when we're wearing it, which is a really cute idea. And I've never done that before, so I said, sure, let's do that. So we got the pattern, and then we went to Michael's to pick out our yarn. And we ended up going with the Loops and Threads Impeccable Acrylic. We wanted to try some Michael's yarn. It is acrylic. It is a worsted weight, but it is quite soft actually. And I think once we wash it, it will soften up a bit. But I ended up choosing this beautiful green color, classic me, for the main color. And then the flowers are going to be in this cream. The sweater that we're making is the Mayflower sweater. I'll link that somewhere for you to take a look at. But it's really, really cute pattern, so we are going to be each making one of ours. Her colors that she chose was this really cute blue, and she chose this like striping blue yarn for her flowers. So when she gets some work done on that, we're gonna do a check-in together, which I think will be really, really cute. But that's where we're at. That's what we're doing. So I wanted to give a quick check-in. I am currently transferring the project from one knitting cable to another, so it's a little weird right now. I've got some weird tails happening, but while I had the chance, I slipped it on just to see how it's fitting, and it is shaping up to fit quite nicely. I still have to finish this increase row, which I'm on, which is great because it's already fitting on this increase, which is amazing. And then I have one more increase to do, at least within pattern. And then I have to finish the rest of the pattern, which is going to go down quite a bit more. I think I'm about halfway with the pattern by now, if my memory serves me right on the chart, but it's looking so cute. This color, this green, is my favorite shade of green. So I am very, very happy right now. The pattern is coming along so nicely. This is my first color work, my first Fair Isle. So I'm very excited for how the progress is making on it. I cannot wait to keep going on this. And yeah, I'm gonna keep going and I'll check in a little bit later. So I've been working on this for about a week now, and I feel like, given the amount of time I actually have to work on it throughout the week, it's coming along relatively quickly. I do have a full-time job that I do Monday through Friday, and amongst that I still have to do other things around my house, like clean and cook and take care of my dog. And it just feels like sometimes I don't have enough time to do what I want to do. And I've kind of been feeling that over the past few weeks, where it's like, you know, I just wish one day, if possible, I could make this my actual full-time job. And then I could sit down for hours at a time doing this and, you know, not feel guilty about it all the time. Not that I ever really feel super guilty, but there are times where I'm like, man, I really want to knit, but I should probably clean my bathroom or something, you know. But that's down the line. Eventually I'll get there if I keep going at this. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Anything's possible. I like to think I could do it. And if I can't, then it will remain a hobby. It's been a hobby for millions of people for hundreds of years, and that's perfectly fine as well. Either way, I am very happy with the things I am making. And I just finished a round. Let's go. So let me show this off real quick while I'm here talking to you. Here we go. We are falling. It is so stinking cute. Can we just acknowledge this for a second? It's so freaking cute. I think I have about 15 rounds left. I think it was 51 rounds for the chart, something like that, around the 50 mark, and I just finished 36. So about 15 rounds left. I think the last bit is just the big old flower, really, which is gonna be so cute. I'm so happy. I just did the last increase, and then we finished the chart, and then I think it's splitting for sleeves. I don't know. Very happy with the work I have done. This is my first time doing color work, like I said, and I feel like it's coming along pretty nice. The inside is crazy, but I think it'll be fine. I'm gonna compare it to my mom's tomorrow because she does know how to do color work. She's been knitting a lot longer than I have. And I'm gonna see what I can improve on for the next time I do this, if anything, or if I'm doing an okay job. And yeah. Gonna keep going, and we'll see you probably when I finish the chart, or no, I'll see you tomorrow when I check in with my mama. Okay, see ya.
Hey, so I forgot to record in landscape, so all of my updates are in portrait mode, but this is what she had done when I went to visit her. Unfortunately, she was really not happy with how the striping yarn was working out for the flowers. It wasn't giving her enough definition, so she did decide to rip it out and start over while I was there.
So here's our progress so far. I'll back up, so I'm not sure what's being seen. I have finished the yoke, I have split for sleeves, and I've gotten about 9 centimeters done on the body. Now, for the cropped version of this, it does call for it to be, I believe, 23 centimeters, so a little more than double what I currently have done. That feels very, very short. Maybe here, and then here, and a little bit more. It would be like right at my hip. I'm probably gonna go about 30 centimeters. I think that'll be a really good length for me. I'm not very tall. So I will say I'm about a third of the way done with the body, minus the ribbing. The ribbing will be after. But I am absolutely in love with how it's coming out still. I think it's still the cutest thing ever. I did meet with my mom over the weekend. I didn't film on this camera, so I didn't film horizontally, landscape. I did film vertically because I've been trying to get some short content out. So I will have posted that in here. Hopefully I see that. Sadly, she did rip out her sweater though, if I don't include that. She was using this really pretty blue, and she wanted to make the flower portion a little bit different. So she was using this like striped yarn, and she wasn't loving how it was worked out. So she ripped it all out and started over, and she changed it to a cream. So it's gonna be more similar to what I have with a cream color flower pattern, but blue. I don't know how well she's been doing. I haven't checked on her in a couple of days. Should probably do that. But yeah, so I will get a better update from her later. I'm not sure when. I think I'm busy this weekend. We'll get updates. I'll make sure I include them in here. But one thing I did have her do was check my color work when I spoke to her, and she told me that it was really well. All of my line work was really good as far as the changing goes. I twisted when I needed to. I didn't twist most of the time because there weren't too many long portions without, the green and the white was very short stitched apart from each other for a while there until the last few rounds. There was a couple rounds where there was like 9 stitches of green without the white being used, so that's when I had to actually start twisting it. But she said that came out really good, and she's really proud of how I did for my first color work, and I'm quite proud of myself as well. So it's coming along very nicely. It's coming up relatively quick. I did take like a day off of knitting because it's now Wednesday the 10th. Yeah, I took a day off because I was just mentally drained, and yeah, I'm picking it back up. It's going by very quickly though, I'd say. Probably about 6 of these 9 centimeters done today alone, and then I'll keep working on it a little bit further and keep going. Probably be done with the body hopefully this weekend if I just keep at a good pace, but we'll see. Yeah, I'll check in with you when I finish the body and actually get to try it on, and then we'll start the sleeves. Cool.
I don't know what it was about this project, y'all, but I just was not doing a lot of recording of my process throughout it. So here is me working on the first sleeve and, yep, just plucking away at it, having a good old time.
There are many things that suck about the great state of Tennessee, but in particular the weather is certainly one of them. About a month ago we had a false autumn where it was crisp and I could wear a sweater in the morning, and my morning walks with Pumpkin were just divine, and now we're back into the 90s and we're in the second week of September. Anyway, this update is a bit overdue, as you can see. I am now in the process of sleeve number 1, but I have finished the body. I adore it. I think it is so cute. The fit is kind of perfect, I think. It's very loose, which is a vibe. I like that. I like a good oversized feel, but it's still kind of cropped. I didn't make it as cropped as the pattern called for, but I did make it not super long. I love it. I think the pattern is so cute. Like the actual color work up here is really, really cute. The color itself that I chose, I could talk about this color for hours. It was my favorite. So I love it. The sleeve is coming along very quickly. I just started this last night. I've done a little bit of work today during work, and now work is over and I'm gonna do some more. But it looks like it's fitting pretty well. It's gonna be a little bit loose. No, this is the first time I put it on with the sleeve in progress. So first I'm trying it on with that, but it's got a bit of a ways to go. I'm not quite done with the decreases on it yet, and then I just knit until it is a certain length, and then I add a cuff. So sleeve 1, I think if it's not done tonight, it'll definitely be done tomorrow, and then I will start sleeve number 2. But just wanted to share my progress so far. What do you think? Do you like it? I don't think the camera's catching you. But thank you for coming over. Thank you, bye. Anyway, that's it for now. Just wanted to get an update. That was a bit late, but I've been busy working away at this, as you can see, so I'm gonna get back to it. So it is now the next day. I have finished the first sleeve. I adjusted the length of it ever so slightly because I am a short person and the initial length would have been quite long. So I adjusted it to be just a little bit shorter. I'm about to cast on and start the second sleeve, but I wanted to quickly talk about these. I ordered these needles specifically for this. They are 16-inch 16-inch 4.5mm needles. They're Chowgoos. The needles themselves are fine, but I feel like even though they're kind of short, I struggled to use these throughout the sweater, and I don't know if that's just a me issue or I don't know, but I probably got about halfway through the sleeve after decreasing quite a bit, and it was just a struggle. These just don't feel like they're short enough still. Like I almost feel like this cable is like fine, but I need like needles like half the length to be able to do a sleeve comfortably. So I did end up switching to double pointed needles when I was roughly halfway through the sleeve, and that just worked so much better for me. Um, the pattern itself did call to use the magic loop method, which is something I don't even really know how to do. I've never done it. I looked up a video. It looked not too difficult, but it wasn't something I've ever done, and I wasn't really willing to risk ruining my sleeve when I know how to make a sleeve pretty well using double pointed needles or a small circular needle. So I will try the magic loop method another time, but this time around I am just going to use double pointed needles for the second sleeve entirely because this little guy was not it. I don't know, I feel like I could only really get away with using these if I'm doing like a voluminous sleeve. Like, so at the top, when it had a lot of stitches, sure, but as I taper down and down and down and keep decreasing, this just felt like a struggle to use, like it was still just too big. So, I don't know. Let me know if you struggle with tiny, short circular needles, if they're just not long enough or not short enough for you either. I have had only good success with DPNs when doing sleeves, and I think that'll just be my method going forward. I feel like they're not that bad to use once you get used to them. So just wanted to throw that in there. Now I'm going to start the second sleeve. It took me a couple of days still, and then after this I'm going to weave in all my ends and block it, probably not in that order, and then I will show it off. And I can't wait, I'm almost done, so see you then.
And here's another mom update for you. She had gotten a little bit further down into her yoke this time around, and she really liked her new color that she chose. And then here is me with my finished product steaming it. This was my first attempt at steam blocking, and let me tell you, this was game changing. If you ever make a sweater out of acrylic, I highly, highly, highly recommend using a steam blocking method. And I just did a hang dry as well, so I just went through and steamed up everything. It really softened a lot of the fibers. It made it feel a lot lighter. It stopped the curling of the waistband, and it just made it feel so much nicer. So I cannot recommend this method enough. And I just let it hang overnight, and it was ready to go.
And there we have it. Another finished sweater. So, full disclosure, I did finish this about a week and a half ago. I just never got around to filming the end, although I thought I did. I just didn't. I was upstairs editing it, and I'm like, oh, I never recorded an ending, so I should probably do that. So, first of all, as far as a mom update goes, she has been incredibly busy and hasn't really had as much time to work on it as she admits that she would like to. So, she has not finished the yoke yet. The last update of her work so far is that she is just about to start the flowers. She did say to me yesterday that she wants to try and get that done today. Today is now the 27th. So we'll see where that goes. I will try and keep you guys updated. You can check my shorts later on with more updates from her work later on. But she just has a lot going on. So unfortunately, not as many mom updates as I wanted to within this video, but hopefully if we do this again going forward, I will have more for you depending on her workload. Second of all, my sweater. I am very, very happy with the outcome of this. As I said 1,000 times throughout this video, I think it is very cute. I will not use that word again for the rest of the video. But I do really, really, really enjoy how this came out. This was my first attempt at color work, and I am very proud of myself. I am noticing a trend when I am making videos or making projects for videos is that with every project I make, I love it just as much as the last one or just a little bit more. And I'm hoping that that is a trend that we get to continue going forward because I my goal from this year, even before I started making this channel, was to redo my wardrobe, um, to actually make clothes that I want to wear. Now, unfortunately, I live in a place where wearing a sweater year round is not an option because I am in the middle of the country and it is very, very hot a lot of the time of the year. But that being said, it is slowly getting into autumn and winter, and I will be able to start wearing some of my sweaters that I make. And I don't plan on living here the rest of my life, so I will eventually be able to wear these more often. I did do a double blocking on this. I just did a hang blocking. I steam blocked it with my steamer, as you saw, and then I did a hang to dry blocking on it. The first time, I think it came out okay. I was very happy with it. The bottom was definitely much softer and not as stiff, but part of the sides I didn't get very well, or the sleeves. So I did do a second pass through on the steamer, and it came out significantly better. So I did do a double steam block on it. So yeah, that ended up being the sweater. I am very, very happy with it. I think the length is absolutely perfect. It cuts off right at my hips, and the sleeves are just a little bit too long, which is perfect for me. I like them to be just past my fingers if I can, actually. So this is like the perfect sweater for me. The color, as I've mentioned 1,000 times as well, is my favorite color in the world. So I'm very, 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 very pleased with how this has come out. But that's it for me here. So thank you so much for sticking around. If you were here, let me know what you've been working on in the comments. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. I'd love to have you around. I would love to keep doing this for as much as I can. I am, like I said, having a great time, and I hope you're having a great time watching. And I will see you next time. Okay.